Right then. Oh, a little bit of a raspy voice to start off there. That tells you that I haven't had enough to drink today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Toga Motorsport Rookie Wednesday Championship. We are here tonight at the wonderful Hungaroring. Let's get rid of those ugly graphics that are on my screen, shall we? And get some nice graphics going. Oh, we'll get the broadcasting up, and this will show you the overall lap times that people are setting. But yeah, welcome back everyone to the staple hold here at Toga Motorsport, the Rookie Wednesday Championship. We are here in Season 10 for Round 3 at the wonderful Hungaroring just outside of Budapest. Famously, the track where all of the filming, or at least the vast majority of the filming, for the Le Mans section of Gran Turismo the film was filmed. Obviously very little access to Le Mans during the normal year. It's only shut off for the 24 hours and the classic 24 hours, I believe, although I'm not sure if that's run on the full Le Mans or if it's run on the Bugatti circuit. That'll be a question for someone in chat, I'm sure will inform me. So yeah, they did all of the filming right here at the Hungaroring. For quite a lot of the film, actually, Hungaroring makes appearances all the way through. Just a little factoid for you there. As many people in chat will know, I'm a host of random and occasionally useless information. So don't be too surprised. But yeah, hello to everyone. If you are in chat, please feel free to say hello. I'm going to try and find who the first person on a valid lap is, but I'm not sure who it's going to be. I think it might be... Oh no, we'll want the person with the lowest time, won't we? Oh, here we go. 1:46.0 for Raf Wijnen. Sorry about the liveries. I have said in the Rookie Wednesday chatter, I did livery sync. I promise I livery synced. But it has not worked. Because awesome liveries are only occasionally any good. Hello, Summer Routledge, I guess, Routledge. Welcome to the chat. Hey, I'm Mank. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you in chat as well. Oscar Pratt in the 999 Ferrari has now gone to the top of the timesheets. So this season of Rookie Wednesdays, we are running something a little bit different. As you can see, we've got two different class tabs here. One is the silver-backed car numbers that we see here, for example, on the 999. That has a silver backing behind the number that you see on the timing tower. And then, for example, if we jump to Wijnen, he has got a red number behind his... he's got a red backing behind his number. This is so that we can run two splits. There is an AM split and an actual rookie split. They are fighting within their class to win the Rookie Wednesday Season 10. But it means that the guys that might feel that they're slower and don't have anything to fight for actually do have something to fight for, as Raf Wijnen continues to run very, very well there. I believe I can't remember if the red back numbers are the AM class or if the silver back numbers are. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me. If Hayden is lurking around, I'm sure he will be able to tell me, but right now I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out in a bit. Anyway, things are relatively close at the top at the moment. 9/10ths covering the top 4 drivers. This will come down as we keep going, although the Hungaroring is a bit more of a technical circuit, so it might be one where we expect to see a little bit of a larger gap compared to normal across the drivers, as there is just more time to be found through some of these corners than if you're looking at, for example, the Red Bull Ring. You've only got 10 corners, you know, not loads of places to lose time. Round here, especially in this technical S's section in Sector 2, there is a lot of time to be lost. So the gaps might be slightly larger than normal, but that's not going to stop us seeing some incredible fighting as Tim Jordan in the TD Racing number 66 McLaren goes to 4th fastest overall, 7 tenths off of the pole position time at the moment. As I say that, Alec Wynan in that Inception Racing car coming around the final corner is about a tenth up, although on an invalid lap now. It was Cho Rizzo there for the Pezzo Racing team. He has improved up into P5, just a shade under 9 tenths off of the overall best pace at the moment. Track temperature is pretty warm, but it is overcast here, so there might be some kind of variance in track temperature around the actual track because of the shade that we've got overcast at the moment. I'll tell you what, let's find someone who's about to start a flying lap. Ideally someone in the top lot, and we'll do an onboard lap with them. Yellow flag's out somewhere, I'm not sure who that was. Okay, Kevin Piccheri is about to do a lap. Let's do an onboard lap here with Kevin Piccheri, coming down this front straight here, and of course he's pulling over and not doing another lap. Kevin! It's unideal. Right, okay, let's hop on board with Richard Vickers instead, another one of the Toga Academy drivers. Hopefully he's going to go and do another lap and not pull over like Kevin has done just now. So the run down to turn 1, nice and easy, very flat. You brake just before that white line that is the pit lane exit timer. That is the DRS line if you're in an F1 car, which obviously we are not. Exit turn 1 difficult, downhill braking into turn 3 very easy to clear out past this apex and wash wide. Although a slight V shape through that corner is not necessarily a bad thing. Turn 3 very difficult, right-hander. If you hit that inside curb too much you will get launched. Same here. This is going to be track limit central up here during the race in turn 4. Difficult left-hander uphill, blind crest, blind apex. This right-hander of 6, difficult in an F1 car, but in these GT cars they can take that curbing a little bit more. Probably one of the most difficult chicanes on the game, I'm not going to lie. Those sausage curbs on the inside upset the car a lot, and if you dip over the edge of that curb into the concrete guttering, you are not going to be having a fun time. We're now coming through 9. Now 10. This sequence very technical. You can afford to run out onto the AstroTurf there without it costing you any time. 11. And now 12. This is setting you up for a run down towards one of the possible overtaking zones, so you're going to want to get this corner right, which Kevin has done. Into 13 now. You can mount all of that curb on the inside. Very, very easy to do, and doesn't cost any time. This, again, a corner where a slight V-line isn't necessarily a bad thing, but generally you want to start wide and come in tight. Pit lane entry is an easy one here. You just got to make sure not to hit that tyre barrier on the inside. Now a late apex coming back round onto the start finish straight. Richard Vickers clearly listening to all of the helpful tips I was giving there as he improves by just over 2 tenths of a second up to P10. Thank you very much, Richard, for that onboard lap. Very informative. We'll switch back to the helicam and see what people are doing as Raf Wynan goes even faster. It's now 1:45.0 the top time as he puts half a second almost between him and the next car. However, that's not going to stand for long because Oscar Pratt is improving, and improving by a lot. It's going to be 6 tenths across the line as he takes P1 back, and it's a 44.925, putting just a sniff under a tenth and a half between him and the BMW of Raf Wynan. It's an invalid lap for Kostas Savidis. He's going to be annoyed by that, I would expect, because he was about 7 tenths of a second up at one point in that lap. And it's now, oh, man, top 3. It's only the top 2 that are within a second of each other. But then from P2 down to P13, are all within a second of each other. Sorry, P14, P15, P16. P2 to P16 are covered by a second. As Kostas Savidis actually does set a valid lap time. I could have sworn that was a red time there. Maybe it didn't invalidate it. And so does Tim Jordan to go up to P3. So that puts the top 4 now within 7/10 of each other. So we're getting the improvements. They're kind of there and thereabouts. Modestas wow. Oh, I'm not confident with Lithuanian names, which I believe that is the Lithuanian flag. Modestas Krasauskas, I'm going to go with. I think I'm right. We'll wait and see. Gets a little bit blocked. I'm not sure by who. Who is that? That's the 21 car of Raf Wynan, who was looking to start a lap, but actually kind of half ended up blocking the end of Modestas' lap, which I doubt he'll be particularly happy with. But yeah, Krasauskas does improve up to P5 overall now, 1.1 seconds off the overall pace. Am I still there for everyone? Come on chat, get involved. Have a conversation with me. How's everyone's day been going? I feel like you're all being very quiet. Not that that's necessarily a problem, I just like talking to you. In case you guys haven't picked up, I'm quite good at just like yapping. Hey Phil, welcome in. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you, all good. Been back in uni today for my program introduction with my program lead. Very smart guy, a guy that I referenced one of his studies when I was doing a mock coursework piece. So that's pretty cool to find out that he's the program lead on my course. Day's been good. What about you? Yeah, pretty good. Just been in uni, where apparently they don't know what air conditioning is, because it was I think it was 17 or 18 degrees outside today in my town, and it was probably about 23 degrees, 24 degrees in my seminar room today. Yeah, just unnecessary. Had to wear a hoodie to get there, and then took it off within about 3 seconds of sitting down. Ridiculous. And now I'm here, commentating for Toga. Mattia Previato improving in that Lamborghini, not so much anymore. Lamborghini, a difficult car to drive, one that people tend to love or hate. Cuba, I can check for you. I did say in the Rookie Wednesday chatter that I tried to do a livery sync and it just hasn't worked. Awesome Livery has kind of left me in a not a brilliant position. If you can tell me what your name is in game or what your car number is, I can have a check. But unless it's one that I already happen to have synced, I kind of doubt it. Because Awesome Liveries has unfortunately not been my best of friends. In the Audi, no, it doesn't look like it, unfortunately. I'm sure it's a very pretty livery. I'm sure I would like it a lot. But unfortunately, my Awesome Liveries has just really been a pain, and has decided that it's going to refuse to work no matter what I do. I'm probably going to have to do a fresh reinstall of it and get all the and resync all the liveries, which will take forever. But yeah, I will get onto that, because I understand it's frustrating to put time into a livery and for it not to be shown up. So let's have a look. Who is improving at the moment? Alec Winan is improving. Slightly ahead is Mattia Previato again, also improving. Is there anyone nearing the end of a lap that is improving at the moment? It doesn't look like it, no. Still improving is Mattia Previato. This lap, if this improvement stays the same, would just about put him inside the top 5, which is nothing to be sniffed at. So I'm sure he would quite like this one to come off. Around the final corner, I don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to be very close. If it is, just about by 12 thousandths of a second. Moves into P5. Is it going to be taken away by Winan? No, it wasn't. And we are very much now into final runs. We are into the final runs. Modestus Krasauskas clearly believes that that's the best he's going to get out of the car, as Aidan Furby goes to P7 in the Team RJN number 44 McLaren. Tell you what, we've got a right jumble up on the grid today. Feels like some people are really out of place in terms of which class they are representing. Paolo Camuso here in the number 777 BMW. Coming around the penultimate corner, now coming around the final corner. And this could find him some good time if he can get a decent launch out of this final corner. He will have time for one more lap. It's going to gain him a couple of positions. Oh, only the one in the end. One position gained there. And very, very close to another. Only 5 thousandths off the next car. So I'm sure Camuso will be looking for more come the end of his next lap. Mattia Previato again improving, this time by about 4 tenths. I don't want to speak too early because this final corner can be a real time loser if you get it wrong, but he's got it right. It's going to be 4 tenths across the line, and he, I think, has pretty much solidified that P5 slot now. Alec Winan crosses the line again in that Inception Racing McLaren to go P6. He'll have time for one more lap, so will Mattia Previato, although he's pulled off at turn 1, so that's the end of his runs. So now anyone that finishes a lap now has taken the flag and won't be able to do another. Paolo Camuso is improving. Near the end of the lap and improving is Shehan here. No improvement in the end from Shehan. Anyone else improving? Kostas Savidis is improving. It could be P3 for Kostas here. He goes very wide at the final corner, however. However, that means he does have the drive, so it is going to be P3, I believe, for Kostas. No, it's not. It's not P3 for Kostas. That lap, I think, was invalid in the end, so it's not P3 for Kostas. Ethan Davies is improving as well, currently about 4 tenths up. That would be very, very nice for him. That would move him possibly up to P6. He needs to get this final corner right in that notoriously difficult to drive Mercedes AMG GT3. It is P8 in the end for Ethan Davies. Respectable qualifying for him. And now we're just waiting for this Porsche to return to garage. because I don't think we'll be able to move on in the session until this person returns to the garage. Here we go. Right, let me do what I want to do, damn it. So I'll just do a quick rundown of the top 10. So at the very front we've got Oscar Pratt in the number 999 Ferrari. Next to him is Ralph Winan in the number 21 BMW. Then we've got a pair of McLarens, the number 66 and the number 1 of Tim Jordan and Kostas Savidis respectively. Then it's the first of the Lambos in the field, the number 57 in the hands of Mattia Previato. Then we've got Alec Winan in the Inception Racing number 23 McLaren. Not sure if those two are related, possibly. Then we've got Modestas Krasauskas in the number 33 BMW. The only Mercedes to make it into the top 10 in the hands of Ethan Davies, the number 98, lines up in P8, with Aidan Furby leading another duo of McLarens, the number 44, ahead of the number 720 of Chorizo, which I'm pretty sure is just supposed to read Chorizo, which I find really funny. Rounding out the top 10. .50 seconds now until we get going. Yeah, I was saying the Lamborghini, one of the more difficult cars to drive, so I'm not surprised that it was causing you troubles there. Right then, coming round now to the flag, about to get going for an hour-long race. And we do have a penalty off the start. It's a 10-second for Philip Powell for blocking during qualifying. But here we go. Grid now forms up 2 by 2. As Oscar Pratt goes looking. He's going to be looking to get away well, but so is Ralph Winan. We're going to be going green any second. Here we go, green light. Ralph Winan has got a good getaway. Whoever's in P4 has just disappeared off the screen momentarily. Sorry, that was P3 of Tim Jordan, is blinking massively. That is unideal. Oh, and there's contact there. Tim Jordan, he spins on his own onto the inside at turn 1. I think everyone else has made it through cleanly. Oh, there's a little bit of door bashing back there. And that is someone off and tumbling down the order. I'm not sure who it is. That is Borowick, Jacob Borowick, who is now all the way down at the back. And there is more, I think, possibly coming through turn 3. No, looks like everyone's okay here. No, they're not. Oh, those two McLarens managed to save it. No one else gets involved. That is a minor miracle, I would say. A little bit more door banging, a little bit more door banging. Door banging left, right and centre at the moment. Oscar Pratt has held his lead. There is going to be a lot of contact for the stewards to review at the start of the race here. Gap at the front, 0.6 of a second. Not massive. Not massive. It'll be interesting to see whether that gap stays, or if it gets shrunk at all. Gap opening up a little bit now between Ralph Winan. Wow, sorry about that. Ralph Winan was what I was about to say there. I'm a little bit out of it. And Kostas Savidis. Gap is the exact same here as it is ahead, as Alec Winan is now falling back a little bit from this top 3. Yeah, Tim Jordan with that moment at turn 1 is down to P6. Ethan Davies gaining a place up to P7. Oh, as it looks like there has been some more contact further down the order. Indeed there has. Shehan now back in 31st. There's been more contact. It's with Kevin Pakiri this time. Oh, both cars, sorry. Kevin Pakiri and Camuso both around. Waiting for Shehan to come past, and they will get going again. That is unideal for those two, as they now fall right down to the back of the order. Gap continuing to open up here, 2 seconds now, as Jordan looks to get past Ethan Davies. Has the inside at 13, but now has to go around the outside at 14. Not an easy move to carry off, and Tim Jordan gets shown the outside and can't make that one stick. Gap at the front opening up now as well. Over a second already. There's more fighting towards the back. As, oh, who's that? That's almost completely stopped. It's Rizzo. Must have had a moment coming out of that last corner. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, gets into the grass. Oh, manages to avoid contact with everyone, I think. Whoa, that's incredibly close a few times. Oh. Restarts the engine and gets going again, but my god, that was about as close as you want to cut it in these GT3 machines. The gap to this top three has grown to about 3 seconds now. That's a long old way for that gap to open up. Gaps further back are still much closer. Oh, as I literally cut to a crash happening. Chris Mouchard showing the outside there. Not sure who by. I think it might have been Varga in the Porsche. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet, chat. My girlfriend should have just finished work, and normally she messages me to let me know which buses she's going to be getting, because dependent on what time she actually leaves the shop at, the difference in bus time varies massively. And I've not received anything from her as of yet, so I'm just keeping my my eye on my messages. As Ethan Davies there getting past Mattia Previato for P5. Good race so far from the CRF representative. And that might be Tim Jordan thinking about a move on the inside at turn 4. That move is almost never going to be on unless you're fully alongside before you're even into the albeit small braking zone. Another close battle. Brandon Fuller just behind the other McLaren of Darrell longer name. Alright, just give me 2 seconds, guys. I will be right with you. Hello everyone, I'm back. Sorry for the delay there. I just had to help my girlfriend work out how she was going to get home. Because the bus timetables have changed, and it means that there are some annoyingly long gaps that start in the timetable right as she finishes work. But here we go, fight at the front is alive and kicking by the looks of things. These three have really, really cleared away. Yeah, sorry Daredevil. Yeah, I just had to hop off quickly to help my girlfriend work out her route home. The buses around here, they normally run, the bus she normally gets home runs every half an hour, but the last one that runs every half an hour leaves right before she finishes work. And then the next one isn't until almost 10 to 9, and she finishes work at 8. So if she leaves work anything after 8 o'clock, she's been waiting for ages to get home, and I've just worked out a faster way for her to get back. But she's not brilliant directionally, so I had to help her out a little bit. That is a car being lapped. I'm going to assume that's probably Roy Pell. Indeed it is. 20-second penalty for the number 69 car. That is not fun. Oh, and it's raining. Oh, and it's raining. Oh no. Is there a pit window in this race? I hope there's not, because they're going to have to stay on these tyres until the pit window. If there is one. I tell you what, I can check if there is one by going down to Pell, who I believe has stopped. No, there's not a pit window. Okay, that's good. So these cars, these drivers will be coming in whenever they feel it's necessary to switch onto the wet tyres. However, it doesn't look like it's going to be a massive rain period. If we look at the graphic in the top right-hand corner here, that rain looks like it's only going to be about for maybe 30-35 minutes. However, it is going to get heavy. It is going to get heavy. The rain is going to get heavy. We've got 2 cars that have opted to come to the pit lane at the moment. Make that 3. There's going to be more coming, I expect, from the back of the pack. As this track has already transitioned to greasy. See how quickly that went from optimum to greasy. That is crazy. And I tell you what, we can look, if we use their qualifying bests, we can look how far off the pace they currently are. A long way. They are losing, at the moment, the leader is 1 second off of the best pace that he's set. Winan is 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds off of the best pace he's set. This is going to get very silly very quickly. The rain continues to fall. I don't know if the wet tyres are going to be fast enough. I'm assuming that wet tyres is what Kostas Savidis has switched to. I'm not going to be able to find that out without going into the replay, looking at his pit stop. He crossed the pit lane exit line there. Whoa, could get in trouble for that. We'll wait and see. Going wide at turn 1. Track is still only greasy at the moment. Do the leaders choose to come in? That will be the real sign for everyone. Yellow flags. Who is it that has gone around? I'm not too sure because everything's kind of all over the place. It might just be for cars going slower than normal. As look at this, Gabriel Schmidt looking like he's got some pretty handy pace. Alec Winan has had a problem. I think that might have been who that yellow flag was for, as Oscar Pratt goes around again. Raf Winan calls it in that number 21 BMW. He's into the pit lane. So is Ethan Davies. Tim Jordan is going to... He comes into the pit lane. Very last minute call there. Mitch Yannick in the Optimum Motorsport. McLaren goes round again. Alec Winan is in. Gabriel Schmidt is in, also part of the CRF team. Mattia Previato is in. Aidan Furby is in. I think Oscar Pratt might have made a mistake here. Track condition is now damp. Let's look at what his lap time is like compared to his best. He's already 1.3 seconds off the pace. Last time coming up this straight, he was only 0.8 of a second. He's lost an additional half a second already this lap. It's now up to 2 seconds. He's lost an additional second this lap compared to last, and he's only coming through turn 6. 2.6 seconds. The time loss just doesn't stop. This could have been a crucial mistake. Within 30 minutes, the rain is going to have stopped, but it's bad enough that I don't think you can afford to stay out. It's yellow flags ahead. I'm not sure who that is that has gone off and caused a problem. We're about to find out as we come past. It is the it's the bright green BMW. Track is damp. You can see standing water starting to appear. Little puddles just here and there off the racing line. And Ethan Davies has jumped Kostas Savidis in the pit lane. Ethan Davies is now effectively P2 in this race. It could be P1, as that is the BMW going around again. Oscar Pratt has to come in this time, unless he believes that a pit stop isn't going to gain. Does he think he can lose less time than making a pit stop? No, he doesn't. Oscar Pratt into the pit lane. I think Oscar Pratt might have missed his pit box there. Or was that Yannick ahead of him? It was Yannick ahead of him. It's Ethan Davies that we're going to be watching for. Rain plus in 10 minutes now. Heavy rain plus in 10 minutes. That is not a brilliant sign. Has Oscar Pratt lost too much time here? He's off the jacks. He's moving. Ethan Davies is coming around the final corner. Ethan Davies is going to lead this race. Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar Pratt left that move to wet tyres a lap too late. It is the lead for Ethan Davies. Ethan Davies through to the lead in that Mercedes. It's Kostas Savidis who is currently running second. Oscar Pratt is going to continue to fall down the order. It's fourth, from the lead to fourth place for Kostas Savidis. Ethan Davies outlap. Something else, as Kostas Savidis has gone round coming out of turn 1. Probably got into that AstroTurf coming out of turn 1 and has spun. That puts Raf Winan now in P2. Gives a 6.5 second gap for Ethan Davies to work with here. That is huge. And Ethan Davies, the man who qualified, I think P8 or P9. I think it was P8. Now up to P1. Brilliant, brilliant tactical decisions. And you can't deny that he has made the right call there. Absolutely, undeniably the right call. That gap's still 6.4, 6.5 seconds. It's staying pretty stable at the moment. It's a drive-through for Oscar Pratt. Did he speed into the pit lane to get past that Aston Martin? I think he might have done, but yeah, it's a drive-through for Oscar Pratt. That is going to give positions. He's going to leech positions here. He's going to lose. Going to lose. That's 5. That's the best part of 6 seconds. 12 seconds. 13. We'll call that 15 down to here. He's going to lose a lot of time serving this drive-through, I tell you what. Especially if he comes in right now. Is he going to serve it straight away? He does indeed. Commits into the pit lane. He's going to lose a lot of places. He's going to be down possibly around P12, P13. Track is now fully wet. Track temperatures have come down to 29 degrees and Oscar Pratt is going to lose himself a lot of time here. Last lap, Raf Winan 5/10 faster than Ethan Davies. But it's about the consistency more than it is about the speed in the wet. You can be the fastest man on track in wet conditions, but you've got to be able to do it always. You have to be consistently the fastest man on track, because if you make one mistake, if you make one error, then it is going to be over very quickly. And where is it that Oscar Pratt has come out? It's P11. Yeah, I thought it would be down there. Outside the top 10 for Oscar Pratt. He's going to be really kicking himself there. Really, really kicking himself. the wet just causing these gaps to open up a little bit as we just are tickling up to the halfway mark in this race. Just coming up to it. It's not going to be long. It's now rain minus in 10, but still light rain at 30, so these wet conditions are going to stay around. Is there a chance we're going to see another pit stop before the end of this dries up? There is a small chance. Last lap, and it was only about 700ths faster for Raf Wynan. He's going to be looking for this Porsche to get out of the way, which he does very nicely. Thank you to, I'm assuming, Martin Varga. Indeed it is. Don't know why I called him Matt Varga earlier. Thought I was confident in his name. Turns out I was completely wrong. My bad, Martin. But this lead still very much working for Ethan Davies. In fact, maybe even opening up a little bit. That Mercedes, I tell you what, these front engine cars are really something else in the wet. Sometimes the front engine cars almost create too much grip at the front in the dry. They become snappy. The rear end is too loose. But in the wet, that grip on the front is absolutely what you want. Cho Rizzo here in the Pezzo Racing Team, looking to get past the McLaren of Aidan Furby as Oscar Pratt finds himself back in the top 10. Again, I am just going to dip quickly. I need to get myself a drink because I had McDonald's for tea, which was very salty, and forgot to fill myself with a glass of water before I started streaming. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry for how disorganised I am tonight. I'm all over the place. Raf Wynan gets a drive-through straight into the pit lane to serve it. Again, he's going to lose himself a lot of time. It's going to be less than the time that Oscar Pratt lost. In fact, that is going to be his aim, is to come out ahead of Oscar Pratt here. I think he should be able to, but it might be a little bit close. No, I don't think it is going to be close. I think Oscar Pratt is just going to be coming round the last corner now, and Raf Wynan gets out ahead of Alec Wynan, so he is indeed ahead, but that gives Ethan Davies now a 16 second lead. 16 second lead for Ethan Davies. I mean, he's just nailed this. If he can get the No, it's Ethan Davies off. Literally right as I'm getting back into my rig. Let's go back and have a look at that. Oh, I haven't got back far enough. Got onto the AstroTurf, I reckon, coming out of turn 10. Dipping a wheel onto that AstroTurf in the wet will do that. I think he managed to miss the wall. The front end of that car doesn't look too dinged up. In fact, I'll be able to have a look at the front end of that car. It looks okay. There might be a little bit of gapping in the front body panels, but the gap's still 8 seconds at the moment, and that might be about to go up, because I think that might be... Who's that that's gone round further back? Is it anyone actually involved in the fight? No, it's not. But I think the front end of that car doesn't look too bad. Let's have a little look. We'll be able to find out if the front end of that car is okay. Let's have a look. Oh no, there is damage. Look at that. Proper damage on the front of that Mercedes now. Thankfully in the wet, that isn't going to cost him too much. And it's only going to get wetter. The rain is coming back with vengeance in these last 30 minutes, so we're going to be on wet tyres all the way to the end. But that is unideal for Ethan Davies. He's going to have to hope that the pace he already has means that he'll be able to at least run equal to, if not faster, than Tim Jordan behind. But he's going to have to be really careful now. He cannot afford any more slip-ups. Oh, we might have a move coming before too long here. Jasper Wiesenberg looking to get past Modestas, maybe. Nothing going at this particular moment. But there might be something. Oh, he thinks about it into turn... Oh, he goes for it into turn 9. Little bit of door banging. Oh, and he's spun. He's spun by the BMW. Modestas keeps the position. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a penalty coming there for one, if not both of them. Because the initial move was a little bit push to pass. And the second move was a little bit... I'm spinning you when I'm not alongside. We'll wait and see though. Yellow flags being shown for the car in front of Raf Winan, who I'm sure really wants to get in on this battle. I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be Kevin Pekiri. No, it's not. So it's got to be Chris Mouchard. Indeed it is. Oh, that is not what Ethan Davies wants to see. Last lap. Ethan Davies over a second slower than Tim Jordan. That is huge. If Tim Jordan can keep this pace reliably until the end of the race, he's going to be right with Tim Jordan before too much longer. Oscar Pratt now looking for a move on Alec Winan. I think it's Alec. Indeed it is. In that Inception Racing McLaren. He has got a 5-second penalty, so Oscar doesn't necessarily need to make this move, but I'm sure he'd like to continue climbing up the grid, so it's a move he is going to make no matter what. Aston Martin lapped car getting out of the way in a relatively precarious way. You don't want to really get onto that AstroTurf runoff unless it is absolutely necessary, because that stuff, I mean, if you think that the curbs don't have much traction in the wet, oh, sideways moment there for Jasper Wiesenberg. The AstroTurf is like driving on ice, polished ice at that. It is really bad. And Oscar Pratt, oh, he was right alongside there. I didn't quite manage to catch it. I think he went for the outside move at turn 4. It didn't come off this time. But he's kept the car rolling. Sorry, again, replying to my girlfriend, still trying to work out all of the ins and outs of her getting home. Fortunately, there is no direct bus that runs to and from where we live that she can really get. So I just wanted to check where she's at right now. Just give me 2 seconds, I will be there very, very shortly, I promise you. I'm just trying to work out everything that's going on here. Oscar Pratt still not able to make this move. Alec Wynan now. No, sorry, Raf Wynan, the other one. Looking for a move on Modestus as Wiesenberg has managed to get ahead there. Sorry that I missed that. Oh, I've really been all over the place tonight. I'm really sorry. Is there a move coming? I don't know if there is. I don't think there is. No, there's not. Still no moves going here, really. Raf Wynan on the back of Modestus Krasauskas here, and Oscar Pratt pretty close still to the back of Alec Wynan, who he's not been able to get past. And I don't know. I don't think if. Oh, Wiesenberg. Oh, round the outside there of Kostas Savidis, who I think has had an issue because that gap was way bigger. That gap was way bigger. Wiesenberg up into P3 overall. Brilliant comeback drive in the wet. brilliant comeback drive in the wet. Oscar Pratt also looking for the move on Alec Wynan. It's not come off this time, but maybe if he can get the better run here out of turn 13 towards turn 14, there could be a move. No, there's yellow flags. Who's that for? Who is that? It's a lapped car. Thought it might have been someone in this kind of top 5 fight and that things are about to get crazy. But I think we're okay for now. At least for now, we are okay. Two-tenths the gap for Raf Wynan, looking to get up into that top 5. Just under 14 minutes left to go, just less than a quarter of an hour. Oscar Pratt still looking for a move, but there's just nothing going there. There's just nothing going. 0.3, 0.2. You know, these gaps, they are really close, but in the wet, it's so difficult to make anything happen. Here we go. This might be Raf Wynan's chance. Modestus ran wide through the exit at turn 13. I don't think Raf will be able to get alongside, but if he can put on the pressure, he might be able to force a mistake out of Modestus. Are we going to see the move here into turn 14? Raf Wynan brakes later, dives it too deep. Modestus gets the switch back. There's a touch between the two of them. Raf Wynan holds the car. He's going to make the move happen off track. And Raf Wynan goes through. I'm not sure what the opinions will be on that one. I don't expect Modestus will be too happy with it. But I don't think Raf will believe that he's done much wrong. We'll wait and see. Gap at the front now out to 9.8 seconds. Ethan Davies, even with that damage, just running away with it. Doing a brilliant, brilliant job. You cannot deny it. A fabulous, fabulous job. I think that's pretty much going to be the battling done for the top 10. Unless Raf Wynan can get onto the back of Kostas Savidis, but I kind of doubt that at this particular moment. I don't think there's going to be anything now in the top 10 really. Although Raf Wynan is closing that gap. It was by about 7/10 last lap, so it's not a small amount that he's gaining either. So we'll wait and see. Could there be some last minute, and I mean last minute moves here? 10 minutes left to go on the clock. We are very much into the deep end of this race now. And there we go, Rathwinen past Kostas Savidis. Savidis made a mistake. Made the error, and Rathwinen goes past. I mean, he is the faster driver in that BMW at the moment. We're now into that small period of light rain. So the track is now damp rather than wet. We're not going to get dry enough for drivers to be thinking about changing over in terms of tyres. We need to be looking at times closer to the kind of north end of the 1 minute 40s if drivers were going to be thinking about changing tyres over. You'd be looking at kind of your 149s, 150 deads if you were going to be changing over for the guys at the front of this race. And I don't think we're going to see that much change before we get to the end of this race. Is there going to be more fighting here? Is Modestas Krasauskas going to be thinking about a move possibly in the last 7.5 minutes? On Kostas Savidis, there could be. There could well be a move before too much longer here. We'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But I think there could be. Oh, and Kostas Savidis has come into the pit lane. Does he think it's dry tyre time? That would be an incredibly brave move to make. It has stopped raining completely. I tell you what. Should we have a look into his replay? No. I tell you what, let's work it out by his lap times. But Kostas Savidis pitting, does he think surely there's no way that he can make up all of that time on the slick tyres, unless everyone else decides to box as well. But the car doesn't look quick at the moment. Fighting here as Aidan Furby is going to stay behind, actually, Jacob Bodovic for now. Good evening, Davide. How are you doing, my friend? Gabriel Schmidt, right on the back of Modestas Krasauskas here. 11 seconds now, the lead for Ethan Davies. I'll tell you what, that is a man that I can't wait to interview after this race is over. Having qualified P8, he's going to be ecstatic with this one. But there's still another 5 minutes to go. Track is still damp. I don't think it's going to be worth switching off of those wet tyres. But it's going to be this man that we're going to keep an eye on, Kostas Savidis. How much time is he gaining? At the moment, he's not gaining anything on that car in front, Alec Winen. It'll be in the braking zones where he almost spins it. Yeah, he's lost loads of time there, getting onto the AstroTurf. Yeah, I've had a very good day, thank you, Davide. Another short day in college, just the 2 hours today, another 2 hours at college, uni, another 2 hours tomorrow. I get into my proper lectures next week. This is all intro week / freshers, so... Yeah, came to check on the rookies, and I tell you what, it was the right decision to do so, because it's been crazy. Alec Winen into the pit lane as well. Does he think that slicks are going to be the right call? I don't think it's worth it. Honestly, I think you just have to suffer on them until the end. Search out the wet wherever you can. Go offline to get into the wet. but surely a 60-second pit stop, you'd have to be finding, I mean, so much time per lap. And Alec Wynan picks up a drive-through penalty whilst coming through the pit lane as well, speeding in the pits, so he's now going to have to make another stop. Oh no, he was serving a drive-through there. Sorry, that is my bad completely. I completely misread the situation there. Wiesenberg now onto the back of Tim Jordan. So there's going to be more battling here amongst the podium positions. I thought that Jasper Wiesenberg had maybe finished his relatively crazy run at P3, but no. There's more time coming. Last lap, he gained 2 seconds on Tim Jordan. This move is not going to be too difficult. The dry line does look bad for tyres, but the track is still registering as damp, and there is more rain to come, and there's only 3 minutes of the race left. You know, unless you're managing to lose 15 or 20 seconds a lap, those slick tyres just aren't going to find you enough time, and at the moment, I don't think they are finding enough time. Kostas Savvidis is gaining. You can't deny that. He is gaining. The time is there on the slick tyres, but it's not enough time. He's breaking even on lap times at the moment, and that's not enough. I think Kostas Savvidis, I'm pretty confident he's boxed for... No, he can't have boxed. It must have been a drive-through. He's not far enough behind for it to have been a pit stop. So it must have been a drive-through for Kostas Savvidis rather than a pit stop, which means he's still on the wet tyres, which would make sense. Because I was going to say there's no way that anyone would be thinking about running. Oh, as that is Aidan Furby getting past Alec Wynan. I'm not sure how happy Alec Wynan is going to be about that one. Oh, evidently not too happy as he sends it back up the inside. Gets on the power early and out the corner, is back ahead of Aidan Furby. The team RJN McLaren fighting against the Inception Racing McLaren as Wiesenberg momentarily gets past... Whoa, that was so close! Momentarily gets past Tim Jordan and then almost rejoins into the rear right corner of that McLaren. Oh, that was proper heart-in-mouth moment there. I don't think Tim Jordan knows how close he was to not existing anymore. And look who's come to join the party. It's Raf Wynan. He's back again. He's back for more. He's going to get past Wiesenberg into the braking zone here. Maybe not. There's a little bit of door-to-door contact there. That might be put down as a push to pass. We'll wait to see. It's at the steward's discretion. It might be decided post-race if there's not enough time for them to go back and look at it. Raf Wynan goes wide. Wiesenberg on the inside. There's no bumping this time, but Raf Wynan gets a little bit wide. Can Wiesenberg maybe make this outside line work? It's not easy to do so. Maybe he can get the cut back on the power. That Porsche is very good on acceleration, but it's wiggly on the rear end, and I think Raf Wynan has that place secured. Ethan Davies has moved on to the final lap. He's 15 seconds ahead now. Darrell Longaname has picked up a drive-through penalty. There are still penalties to come at the end of this race as Alec Wynan is going to drop position to at least Aidan Furby. I believe only Aidan Furby, actually, looking at how far behind Brandon Fuller is at the moment. But this battle for the podium is still not over. Raf Wynan looking to the inside on Tim Jordan for P2. There's nothing going there at the inside of turn 2. Some people call it turn 3. They're wrong. The kink coming out of turn 1 is not a turn. It's a straight. Oh, onto that AstroTurf. Raf Wynan to the outside, coming to turn 4. Tim Jordan holds the inside line and stays ahead. There's a little bit of a bump in the back there from Raf Wynan. Tim Jordan holds position and there's a send. Oh, there's a bad send from Wiesenberg. He should be letting the BMW have that position, in my personal opinion. And now he's being fought by a backmarker. Wiesenberg being fought by a backmarker who goes off track. That backmarker fighting with lapped traffic, which they shouldn't be. I'm not sure who it is. There it is, Lucas Reaper. Fighting with lap traffic, but it's Ethan Davies, the CRF man, and he's going to be delighted by this. Ethan Davies, the CRF man, comes around the corner. And he's going to take the win here. Look how ecstatic he is, getting the rear end of that Mercedes all loose already. He is massively, massively happy about that. And Tim Jordan has picked... Tim Jordan, a 15-second penalty for Tim Jordan. I don't even know what that's for. 15-second penalty, so that means that both Wiesenberg and Raf Wienen are going to end up finishing on the podium overall when that penalty is applied. It's going to be Modestas Krasaukas in P5 with Gabriel Schmidt in P6. Oscar Pratt is going to be coming round in P7, the man who led early on, making the wrong strategy call on when to switch to the wet tyres and costing himself time. Kostas Savadis was running in the top 5 when he picked up a drive-through penalty late on in the race, costing himself time as well. He's going to be really disappointed with that as he's going to cross the line in P8 overall. Ignore the timing tower on the left, that breaks when people leave the server. Cho Rizzo is going to cross the line in P9 as Alec Wienen is going to come across in P10. I know it says P9, the timing tower breaks when people leave, it moves everyone up in position. My ACC race control is still correct. This is going to be P10 for Alec Wienen, it's going to be P11 here for Jacob Borovic. P12 for Aidan Furby as Brandon Fuller crosses the line in P13. It's 14th for Tristan Dobson, 15th for Lucas Reaper, 16th for Miles Haunter, 17th for Darryl Longaname, 18th for Kevin Pekiri, 19th here for Jacob Siren, 20th for Paolo Camuso, 21st for Martin Varga, 23rd for Shehan, 24th for Silkovic. And now I've completely lost track of where we are. And then other people finished, the last two finished in other places. I'm not sure where, to be entirely honest with you. I'm going to move over quickly to our interview screen, and I'm going to go and check whether there is anyone waiting for an interview with me. It doesn't look like it. Let's quickly drop... No one here as of yet, but I think there will be before too much longer, if I'm entirely honest. At least I'm hoping there will be at least someone. And indeed there is. There is someone waiting to come in. I'm not sure who it is. Looking at these top names, it might be... I have a funny feeling. I'm going to take a punt in the dark here because I can't see what your name is in Discord. Is this Modestas Krasauskas?
No.
No. Who is it?
Siran.
Ah, Siran.
Yep.
How was the race for you, my friend?
Honestly, I did it much better than I anticipated. My qualifying was absolutely terrible. The pace was meh, but I did my high score in the tables. I was P19, which is my best...
best result, yeah.
My best score yet. Yes, best result yet.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. How was...
There was a lot of carnage.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sure.
My livery right now is completely scratched, but honestly, I didn't get too much damage, so I could continue without losing 25 seconds on fixing myself. So, all in all, great race for everyone, I think. Everyone did a great
absolutely.
job.
How was the wet weather for you? Obviously, it was something that Hayden did say in the driver briefing. Be ready for rain. There is a possibility that it's going to come. How was the changeover period? Did you just box kind of as soon as the rain started? Or did you leave it a lap or two and see what happened?
I had my pit strategy was fuel strategy in particular was split perfectly in half. So I tried to go as close to the halfway mark of the race to not have too much fuel on me, so I wouldn't be too heavy. So I stayed like 1-2 laps, then I realized that my tires are getting colder and colder. Decided, nah, oh hell, nah, I ain't doing that. And I just came back to the pits to get the wets. I was scared I got the wrong pressure because I don't get that, I don't remember the pressures I should run on the wets yet. But I come out perfectly green, splendid, could continue on the wets. So
that's really good
decision
to hear.
there.
Looking forward, obviously we have just finished round 3. Next up, we are in Spa for a night race. How are you?
Yes.
How are you feeling about Spa? Is it a track that you like? One where you're strong?
Believe it or not, it's my favorite track. So I'm very excited for the next race, especially if it doesn't have rain. If it won't have rain, then
No, I think
I'll
if
be really excited for it.
I think if we were to run a wet night race, I think we might really get told off by the community, especially
Yeah.
in the rookie championship. You know, you guys, new to racing quite a lot of the grid. So I think a
Yes.
wet night race might be a little bit sadistic of us to throw on you guys.
Exactly. Your rush would be just straight up murder.
Yeah, it would be madness, wouldn't it? It would be.
Everyone would be just going off it, and penalties would be one on top of the other. But yeah, it's gonna be a dry race, so I'm very excited for the next Wednesday.
Well, thank you very much for hopping in and doing a quick interview. I wish you the best of luck in Spa, and congratulations on your best race result yet. Have a good rest of your evening,
Thank you
mate.
very much. You too.
In a bit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk to the winner of this evening's Toga Motorsport Rookie Wednesday Championship, Ethan Davies, the managing director at CRF Motorsports, one of our very close friends and partners here at Toga. And, well, I guess the first thing to say is congratulations, and the second thing to say is, holy moly, did you nail that strategy? How was that one for you, mate?
Yeah, it was I'm very happy to get the win here today. I knew coming into it that realistically I needed to outscore. I think it was Oscar Pratt in the in this race to kind of. I think we're close to level terms now going into the final race to have a go at the winning the championship. So it was a good race. It all starting. I'll just take you through it. Obviously in qualifying, wasn't so good. I wasn't very happy with the setup, and I think I only managed to set a lap P8. In that one, I think it was a green track or something, and it just wasn't fitting for me in qualifying. But in the race, I got a reasonably good start. I think I made my way through a couple of drivers. I think it was up to P4, and there was a big battle between the top three that went on in the kind of first 10-15 minutes before we were coming towards the wet period. And I was thinking I need to go and, I need to take a really bold strategy call here because I'm not going to catch up with them guys because they look very quick on the dries. They were at least almost half a second quicker than me most laps. And then they kind of went round and I was like, I'm in a box now, let's just go for it. And then as I came into the pits, it said the wet tyres were optimum and I thought this is the one. So I went round and then I ended up about 10 seconds ahead of the guys behind me, so I was not to be honest, I wasn't even expecting to overtake them. I thought I'd just gain a bit of time and possibly have a chance at them, but that went all well, and just from then on, it was just trying to get to the end. I think I had a bit of a half into the wall, but only lost a couple of seconds in that, and just tried to make it to the end. But the Mercedes, it was definitely a very tough track to drive the Mercedes round. Obviously, it's you need downforce around this track, and it is a bit of a boat sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think almost in the wet conditions, it actually helped me because it kind of neutralised it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
of
pretty
course.
familiar in the wet conditions, so it did help. But I'm really happy
Yeah.
with the win, and it's good to
What,
outscore Oscar.
What I said on the comms was front engine cars in the dry can produce too much grip on the front axle, makes the rear end very skittish. It's something that we see quite a lot, whether you're driving the M4, the Aston Martin, or the Mercedes, all relatively long-nosed front engine cars. But in the wet, that front grip, that front axle being loaded up is a real benefit. And I think that showed with that Mercedes this evening. It is as much as it is a boat, you're sailing the seas in the wet conditions, and that front axle grip that comes from having that big heavy V6 motor over the top of it really does help.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's not Mercedes. It's not a car I've driven with too much in the past, but I've been trying out some new cars, getting used to some of the cars that the racing team drives, and it's good fun to actually get outside of my comfort zone and go away from the likes of the Ferrari and the McLaren, and go to some of these different kind of obviously where the engine's placed, more difference in terms of power and everything. So it's nice to drive different cars, and I'm slowly getting more and more used to it as every week I come. But yeah, I'm just really happy with the win overall, and it was helped obviously by the conditions, but I'll take a win any day of the week anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to Spa, a track that is probably still in recent memory as being a massive nightmare for you. But but in terms of the actual track and driving it, is it a track that you're confident at? One that you think you're going to have good pace at?
Well, I mean, coming into this race week, obviously with Hungary, I was expecting this to be my drop round, but obviously I've somehow pulled a win out, and Spa is supposed to be my best track on the game. Obviously, I haven't driven in the Mercedes. I've driven it in the McLaren. I'm very quick around it in the McLaren, but it's a completely different story with a different car. So hopefully, I'll get some laps in and I can set some good times, and hopefully this time be a bit closer to the front of the pack, so I can fight with the likes of Oscar and the others that are fighting for those top positions, instead of kind of hampering myself at the start of the race, having to make my way through the pack. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Spa. I think it's going to be my strongest track definitely of the championship. So hopefully I can just bring that through into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck in fighting for that championship with Oscar. A big haul of points gained today, as Oscar only finished, I believe, in the end in P8 or P9. So it'll be a big haul of points gained from today's race. And I wish you the best of luck at Spa. Have a good rest of your evening, mate.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much for the commentary. It was brilliant. So I'll see you soon.
Yeah, in the bits that I was here for. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, have a good rest of your evening, mate. In a bit.
See you soon, man.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be everything here tonight from Toga Motorsport. Thank you for joining me this evening. Sorry that I've been a little bit in and out. Sorting stuff in the real world for me always comes before what we do, even though I do love it, what we do here. So thank you all for joining me. The next time we'll be live will be Friday night for the World Tour, which is going to be me streaming yet again. We're going to be live on both YouTube and Twitch on the Toga Motorsport channels. What we do here at Toga, we generally put on completely for free, but we aim to have extremely high quality, which means that we need to be able to pay for these things. So if you have enjoyed today's stream, please hit the follow button if you're on Twitch, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, hit any button that looks like it's supposed to be hit apart from the one that's a thumbs down. Don't hit that one. Any other button, hit it. Hit the live notifications, get it moving. And if you want to help us here at Toga, from just as little as £1 a month, you can become a Toga Motorsport member. That is through https://www.togamotorsport.co.uk. You can find all the membership information on there. You get some brilliant perks, multipliers in giveaways, free entry to events up to a certain limit. You get money off on the merch store, and it all means that we can put on these brilliant events for you guys many times a week. So I will see you all on Friday night, same time, same place, for the GT3 World Challenge. Thank you very much, and good night.